we go. Welcome back, everybody. We're doing another edition of Blind Date with a Book. Tonight is mystery book number 2. Mystery book with, Blind Date with a Book. Mystery number 2. There we go. I knew I'd get it eventually. Welcome back, everybody. We're so happy to see everybody in the room tonight. There are 20 people in our room, in addition to those of us on camera, so we are super duper happy. Yay! All right, let's get to the screen share and start this party. So again, this is Blind Date with a Book. If you're new to us tonight, and I see a couple of new names in our chat room, or if you haven't heard enough about us and you want to catch the rest of the events, the tail end of the month, look for us on Facebook, and the entire schedule and all the sign up links and everything are on there. We're having a blast. It's so much fun, I can't even say. Okay, while you are filling out this poll, ta-da, see how that happens? I say it and it appears. So while you were filling out this poll about where you came from and how you heard about us, I'm just going to tell you about the virtual bookshop, which is a cozy little place where you can order autographed books and book plates to support indie authors. You can find it at our website at pagespromotions.com. Right up at the top in the menu bar, it says pop-up bookshop. You can't miss it. We are just a conduit for these authors. We don't take a cut of any of their sales. When you buy a book through the virtual bookshop, 100% of what you spend goes to support these authors. So please, we would appreciate it if you would take a look. And if something tickles your fancy, order it. And if you've already got a book or you've ordered it through a different distribution opportunity, you can click on the author's name, get connected to them either through email or through the contact page of their website, and you can order autographed book plates. What do they look like? Well, I will show you. If I can find my mouse. There we go. So this is what they look like. These are the snazzy little numbered book plates. They are limited edition for this festival only, and as I say, they're all individually numbered, and the author will be happy to sign them. And you can stick them with the double sticky back tape thingies that you find on the back of it. There it is, Andrew. Thank you, sir. And they'll stick just inside your books, just like real book plates. Thank you, everybody, for filling out the poll. I appreciate that. Going to help me reach people in a more better way next time. Andrew, I think people are probably done listening to me yammer. Would you do the honors, sir?
I can't believe you said more better.
It's been a long month.
Thanks everybody for being here. One of the great things about this month and about the Pages Promotions Virtual Book Festival has been the mini workshops. Our first mini workshop that came up with Kate. Kate was awesome and taught us a ton about social media. We had another with Christopher Gare on poking the comedic derriere, and last night we had backward and forwards using history, and it was amazing as well. These are worth a lot more than the $5 downloads that you would have to pay to get them. I suggest strongly, if you couldn't attend, jump in and grab a copy of all three. They really were, all three, very informative and a lot of fun. Coming up on February 20th as well, the one that I've been looking forward to, filmmaker Andy Lockwood, who is a great author and a great filmmaker, is going to be showing us going from storyboard to YouTube, crafting book trailers for all of us. And this is going to be great. We'll walk away with the working knowledge of how to make a book trailer. And then since there's only 2 left, we're almost down to the wire where it'll be me. On February 24th, keeping readers up at night, building suspense into your writing. We're going to go through a lot of history and a lot of very thrilling and suspenseful stories and look what makes them suspenseful and walk through keywords and a whole lot more in a story that I wrote. And in the end, you'll walk away feeling a little creepy maybe, and maybe a little antsy, but we're going to have a lot of fun with that too. The last two are only $2 a piece, and you get a copy of the video. It's worth 10 times what you're getting. Jump in, and with mine, you're going to walk away with something special that I'm still not telling. So
I don't even know.
Yeah, I'm not
keeping it a secret from me too.
You're going to walk away with something special. Everybody will walk away with something fun. So attend. Let's have some fun together. Let's get a little suspense up, and we've got some good workshops to go. Back to you, Diana.
Hey, thank you. We are having so much fun this month. I can't even believe how much fun we're having. It's just crazy fun. I'm having a blast. I get to meet new authors. All three of the authors reading for you tonight, Colleen Mooney, Mary Beth McGee, and Marianne Waddell Weiland. All three of them. Wieland?
Wieland, yeah.
All three of you are new authors to me. I haven't read any of you yet, so I am super stoked about hearing you read tonight and getting my hands on your books. I'm really excited about it. I think I have more fun than almost anybody else because I get to connect with new authors, and that's a blast for me. Andrew, just because I'm going to be distracted if I don't ask, your puppy's name sitting on your lap?
This is not a puppy.
Oh, it's Kitty. Okay. I saw a furry thing jump in your lap, and I wasn't sure who it was.
Yeah, she's being psychotic. So this is Ninja, because she appears and disappears like magic, and she's just calming down for a moment. Does she look calm? Not really.
She does. She's very cute. Thank you. Now I won't be distracted anymore. Okay, so we are going to show you some hidden book covers. The authors are each going to read for 5 minutes apiece. I have my handy dandy timer next to me. And then after all three have read, we're going to reveal which book goes with which author. They don't even know what order they're reading in tonight, just because, you know, it's more fun that way. So let me show you my screen. We'll show you the 3 books that will be read from this evening. After the 3 readings, we'll do a quick little guessing game. You'll get to guess which book goes with which author. You don't get anything special except bragging rights, which I think are kind of special. So you can jump on social media tomorrow, tell the world you got it right. Let everybody know that this festival gave you the opportunity to be right in a way that maybe you wouldn't be otherwise. So there are the little snippets of possibility for you. And tonight, we are going to start with Mary Beth McGee. You are first to read for us this evening. Are you ready?
Yes, ma'am.
Remember, don't show us the book cover and don't tell us the title, because that would be spoiling the surprise.
No problem.
And go.
Christine led the way as she and I, accompanied by the second uniformed officer, made our way to her car. We stepped over cables as news crews from Hattiesburg and the Gulf Coast began to set up for reports of the death. The crews from New Orleans would no doubt arrive soon. Christine got right to business as soon as we reached her car, parked just beyond Susanna's pickup. Miss Mercy, this is my partner, Sergeant Logan. Have you met? I shook my head and then shook hands with him before taking the indicated seat in the back of Christine's car. I sat facing outward, my feet still on the driveway. Even though I knew I had done nothing wrong, I felt a little guilty to be seated in the back seat of a police car. Please tell me what you saw when you found Phoebe Stockman's body. Anything you remember could be important, so don't leave out any details. I was walking along looking at the flowers, reading some name tags, when I noticed some of the plants in the next bed looked crushed. When I went closer to see what had happened, I saw the red boots sticking out. I called Hope and Susanna over, and Susanna checked for a pulse, didn't find one, so we called 911. That's about it. Did you touch the body or anything around it? I don't think so. I just looked and then yelled for the others. I touched some of the plants, moving leaves aside to read the labels in other beds, but nothing in that particular bed that I recall. Did you see anyone else around? Was anyone leaving the farm as you were approaching? I saw no one at all until Delilah Bergeron came out of the greenhouse. I guess she heard me screaming and came to see what was going on. She's the one who said the dead woman looked like Phoebe Stockman. What did she do when she saw the body? Well, she seemed a little irritated at first, fussing about someone was lying down in her flowers. Then she seemed shocked when she saw who it was, and even more so that she was dead. Well, think about the drive here. Did you pass any other cars on the road once you turned off the highway? I didn't notice any, but Susanna was driving. I was paying more attention to the papers about the tour that I was reading than the road. Where all have you been today? All over Cypress Point and even a little outside of it. We met at Susanna's house about 7:30 this morning. We went for coffee at the Dippin' Donut. We planned out our route for the day as we drank our coffee. Our first stop was at the Evans place in the center of town. We got there about 9, just as she was opening up. The part of her garden which was open isn't very large, so it didn't take long to see it. Do you remember anything that seemed strange or unusual there? Christine asked. No, just a sweet lady telling us about her flowers. Then we went on our way. Jonathan Wiggins' place was nearby, and we got there a little after 9:45 and left about 10:30. Next, we went over to Plum Blooming Gardens. We were there about an hour, I think. From there, we headed to Phoebe's Gardens because she was closing at 1. We left there about 12:30 and backtracked to have lunch at the In the Balance Diner. Then we came back here to Delilah's. Christine made quick notes on her little pad as I spoke. Did you notice anything strange at the Wiggins place? She asked. I thought for a moment before answering. How could I explain the complicated nature of my relationship with Jonathan Wiggins and not seem like I was whining about it? Everything felt strange there. I'm uncomfortable being around Jonathan. I only went because he had some special cultivar that Hope and Susanna wanted to see. I just would have been happy to skip that one. May I ask what makes you uncomfortable around him? He seems like a nice guy. Bill Logan spoke for the first time in the conversation. He is a nice guy, I sighed. We dated off and on in high school, and he even proposed to me. But by then I had met Jess McKay, and Jess promised to show me the world. I foolishly believed him. So I left town with him right after graduation. According to Jonathan, I broke his heart, and he's been waiting for me ever since. I don't return those feelings for him, but he keeps showing up.
Well done. 7 seconds left on the timer. Great job.
Thank you.
Yay. All right. Colleen, are you ready to read, my dear? You have to turn your microphone on first.
I didn't want you to hear the dogs bark. Okay, I'm ready.
I don't mind the dogs barking. Thank you very much, Mary Beth. Good job. All right, Colleen, are you ready?
I am.
Go.
Dense fog slithered into New Orleans, spreading like mercury over the first weekend in October. By Monday morning, it was choking the city in a heavy, wet mist. It was 7:15 a.m. and still dark out as I walked to my car. The wet air made my hair feel damp, like I'd stepped out of the shower. I had to use my windshield wipers and headlights on the drive to work to see a few feet in front of me. It looked like evening into night instead of morning into day. It was lunchtime before my phone rang. Brandy, I'm glad to see you made it to work, Jeff said when I answered. I wanted to drive you this morning, but I had to be here early to prep for this trial. I said I had to use my wipers. It's odd weather for October, don't you think? Weather is always odd here, he said. Hey, how about Napoleon House after work? You know, that's my favorite place, I said. We agreed on a time to meet and hung up. Jeff and I were closing on our first house together in 2 weeks. We were getting married in 4. Every day I woke up feeling like I was marrying the royal family. I floated through my day while I couldn't see through the fog. It didn't do much to dampen my spirits. It was 5:30 p.m. when I called Jeff to tell him I was leaving the office. We met at the back of his building on the corner of Iberville and North Peters. Wow, it looks like the Day of the Dead out here, he said, giving me a big hug and a kiss hello. From our office windows on the top floor, it looked like we were sitting on a cloud. I couldn't see the river below or the French Quarter. We can't see more than half a block down here. We don't get fog here very often, I said, squeezing his arm. It feels creepy tonight. Over drinks, Jeff mentioned the inspections on the house we were planning to buy were not going well. He suggested we wait for the full report. We didn't linger over our meal like we usually do. On the way back, I could see as far as the middle of the block. Parked cars and buildings faded from view as if I was in a morphine-like dream. There was no traffic tonight, no horns blasting at tourists who never look where they're going. It was eerily quiet on Decatur Street for 8:30 on a Monday night. As we crossed the intersection, I heard a clack, clack sound, much like my high heels tapping on the old French Quarter brick sidewalks. The sound grew louder with every step. Out of the fog loomed 2 legs with an old manual typewriter sitting on someone's lap. As I grew closer, I could see a recessed doorway with a man sitting on a crate. He looked to be in his 70s, clacking away on an old Underwood typewriter. He faded into view like a ghost. He was dressed in a worn tweed jacket and what appeared to be velvet trousers. His newsboy hat covered a thick head of gray hair that fell to his jacket collar, matching his bushy gray eyebrows. His round spectacles sat at the end of the long nose that fit his long face. As we walked past him, he said, "Wait." He held up one hand and pulled out the sheet of the typewriter with the other, waving it at me. When I hesitated to take it right away, he shook it at me, saying, "Take it." Jeff reached for it. "It's not for you, it's for her." He handed it to me. I took it. It read, "3 things will happen to you in the next 4 weeks, and they will change your life. Beware of the third. You can't stop it." I just stood there wondering what this meant. Before I could ask him, he already rolled in another sheet of paper and began typing. The sound of steps approaching made me look in their direction. The old man said, "You must go. I need to prepare for the next one." When we felt we were at a safe distance so as not to be overheard, Jeff said, "Wow, even the fog doesn't keep the kooks in." "Well, we're out in it," I said. "Guess that makes us kooks." I don't think we compare to a fortune teller with an old typewriter. That guy didn't even look like he was from this century. Anyone who still uses Underwood typewriter probably isn't. Jeff pulled me into him, wrapping his arm around me. "It's the French Quarter. You see all kinds here." He just seems different, like he knew me. This note he gave me should scare me, though. I read it to Jeff. 3 things, huh? Well, one thing will be our wedding. That will change our lives. The note says, "Your life, not lives." He handed this note to me. He didn't even want you to take it for me. I don't think he meant to include you. It could mean 3 great things. Why do you think it's a bad omen? Maybe the ominous part that says, "Beware of the third, you can't stop it." If it said, "Celebrate the third," I wouldn't have given it another thought.
Well done. 30 seconds left on the clock. Good job. Yay! So awesome. Oh my gosh. I have so many books to read. Not enough time. Okay. Marianne, you know what that means?
Yeah.
It's your turn.
Oh, goody.
All right. Are you ready?
Okay, hang on a second. Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
Think
Time
so.
starts now. Go.
Is that right? Is that who you think you are? That is who I am. He stood stock still and would not meet her eyes. Then you're a total idiot, and total idiots are rare. Missy slugged him in the shoulder. I have officially seen and heard enough out of the whole lot of you. I have heard about how brilliant you all are. I'd be willing to bet that not a one of you in this room is as special or gifted as you think you are, and that includes you. She poked him in the chest with her finger. Commander, have a seat while I give you all a lesson in observation skills. Willie, you may be smart, but your lack of attention to detail could have compromised you all. If I can spot it, think what a common enemy might make out of it. And Jamie, I love you, girl, but you couldn't carry a tune in a bucket with two handles. Missy was unloading everything she'd kept inside. The next time you design a website for a tourist business, don't link the attractions and tours to real accounts that potential clients can access if you're not a real tour company. Wait, what? Joe stood up so fast he knocked his chair backwards. You knew the tourist company was phony? How? What gave us away? Oh my God, you guys are really clueless. Missy threw her hands up. How have you gotten by all this time without anyone finding out what you really do? Missy had had it. Truthfully, it was Henry that gave you away. How do you figure that, pray tell, said an irritated Henry. For one, how many travel agents have you ever met that actually travel? I have friends in the business and they never leave home. A team of 7 people traveling together. Travel agents? Nothing to be found on the internet about your business. And according to my research, none of you exist. I had a decent idea that you were working for the government or the military and not running a travel agency. Missy stared Henry down. I want a gun. Clearly I need it for protection after what happened tonight. I don't feel safe with you cavorting around with your own gun, said Henry. You are impulsive at best, and you could have killed Finn back at the restaurant when you grabbed my gun and shot at the cook. You and Finn are sitting here today because of what I did. I am not impulsive at all. Henry made a rude noise, shaking his head. It was a lucky shot. The man upstairs had your back. If not, Finn would be dead. Missy fired back. I made a calculated shooting solution and carried it out to the letter. You shot him in the foot. How calculated is that? Henry stood up. Foot, you say? Missy laughed. I shot him exactly where I was aiming. Middle toe, right foot, dead center in the toenail. Clean and neat. Not much blood, but a hell of a lot of pain and a little nerve damage. Henry pushed off from the table. Finn, call the police and ask where the cook was hit in the foot. All eyes were on Finn as he talked on the phone. Yes, of course, I see. Thank you for your time. Finn turned to face the others, grinning, and winked at Missy. Right foot, middle toe, dead center in the toenail. Not a millimeter off on either side. They say it could not have been an accident. They say it was most likely done by a well-trained sniper. Finn pulled Missy into a hug. Henry pulled them apart and faced Missy. Anything else you want to tell us? Missy didn't blink. My father was a sniper for the Marine Corps. I've been a sharpshooter with all guns since I was a little girl, and I will pit myself against any one of you at any time and under any circumstance. Nothing you have told me here tonight has come as any kind of a shock. What a girl, said Finn. Finn, keep it in your pants and quit patronizing me. Missy gave him a cold stare. I think we have all heard enough from you tonight, Missy, said Joe in his snottiest tone. Missy turned to face him. Joe, I am tired of hearing you fuss at everyone in that domineering voice, pretending you don't give a damn about anyone, having such a nasty disposition just because you haven't gotten any in a long time. I beg your pardon, Joe said, getting up. Go get laid, Joe. I can't be any clearer than that. Missy did an about face and marched over to one of the duffel bags. She rifled through it, picking out a small revolver and a hand grenade. My daddy always said you never know when a grenade will come in handy. And yes, I do know how to use it. Henry walked slowly to Missy until he was in her personal space. Get out of my way, Commander, said Missy in a low voice. So are we dismissed then? It's up to you to dismiss your team. I am going back to the apartment alone, and I will remain alone until you can tell me the difference between who you are and what you do. I hope I have made myself clear, Commander.
Well done. You had exactly 2 seconds left on the clock. Good job. Well done. Wow. Excellent, all of you. Thank you very, very much for reading. I just have to say something here before we go to the guessing game. Anybody out there who's watching this who thinks women don't know how to write action, you need to read some of these books. It's just, it's a ridiculous rumor that's running around, and it's false. And really, we have to remind everybody that women can write action just as well as men can. So
I've read Mary Ann's, and hers is very good. It's a lot of fun.
Excellent stuff. Excellent stuff. Oh my gosh, how great. Okay, let's go to the handy dandy guessing game. Here it is. Once you get bragging rights if you get them all right. Let me put up the poll so you can all guess who wrote what. 3 books, 3 authors. Can you match them? Okay, Andrew, this is where I need you to sing.
Sing? I can't sing.
I have to download some music for June. That's what I have to do.
We need music or we need an ad. And while we're sitting here voting on this, let's talk about these fantastic workshops that are coming up. Thrills, chills, and utter excitement will be
Oh,
yours.
hey, wait, here, do this with your very best radio voice. How about that?
That's a good one. Those of you that missed out on the first one, there is number 2 here. Yes, Flash Fiction Contest number 2. And all you have to do to enter is submit a short story, 350 words or fewer, inside of the post that has this at the start of it. And your story has to start with "The entrance to the tunnel was the only way out." That's all there is to it. You start your story with "The entrance to the tunnel was the only way out." Then you work the rest of the story, paste it in, and everyone will get a chance to vote. This will be absolutely awesome. And our winner is here, isn't she?
Deborah Reed
yeah,
is
Deborah
in the room. She won the first one.
And I'm looking forward to seeing it. Or do I have to post the first story again? I'm looking.
No, there are already 2 stories posted.
Yay! We
Yeah.
Joyce, they're going along. Let's get in there. 350 words. Each of you can do that in a very short time. Let's get out there and have a fantastic contest. And if you are the winner, that one winner receives the trio of books by Scott Rutherford, Carol Trembeth, and Andy Lockwood, including Danny's Inferno, with a free music download. Awesome story, Out of Slavery by Carol. And this is, again, very, we had a reading on this just a few days ago. And Mr. Lockwood gives us a fantastic adult coloring book, not because it's adult stuff, but because the lines are very, very, very thin. So you have to be very, very, very skilled. All of this, and all you have to do is write 350 words. Start it out, get out there, and let's get it done.
Awesome. Thank you, Mr. Andrew. Here are the books we're guessing on tonight. And let's see how many of you got it right. Let's close the poll and we'll share the results. Can everybody see those? There are the results. Yay! Guess what?
Not as sure this time. I like that.
Yeah, a couple of guesses. Here are the correct answers. Death in the Daylilies was presented to us by Mary Beth Maggie. Meeting Henry was presented to us tonight by Mary Ann Waddell Whelan. And Colleen Mooney read from Voodoo, Victims, and Vows. Colleen, I just love the titles of your books. These are just awesome. I don't know where you get these, but they're cool. Okay, so congratulations everybody who got it right. I'm super enthused that you all played our silly little game. And now we're gonna open up for Q&A. So if you have any questions of these 3 lovely ladies and their writing, this would be the time to write them in the little chat box right there, and Kate and Andrew will help me field those questions. Any questions? Kate and Andrew, to start us off, do either one of you have any questions?
Can I recycle a question that I had from the last
Absolutely,
last festival?
recycle. We believe in recycling.
Yes, that is true. All right, this is one of my favorite questions. What is the most unusual source of research for you that makes people go, I never would have thought that? Mary Beth.
Oh, wow. My mom passed away, and my friends decided I needed to get out of the house because I'd been her caregiver for 4.5 years. And we went on a daylily driving tour. And I came around a corner and suddenly had a vision of a body laying in the flowers. and that was my inspiration.
Holy moly.
What can I say? I grew up on murder mysteries. My
There's
mom
a great-
always loved them.
It's like a story behind the story. I really like that.
And so then I started doing research on daylily cultivation, and it just kind of went from there. Now I love them. And
Nice. Nice. Marianne, what about you?
Well, I'd have to say Nigerian scam artists. It's kind of how this book came about. I was challenged to write it by a Facebook friend using a phony Facebook profile. There was nothing like the character of Henry. And he said his name was Henry Brown. So in getting to know him and realizing he wasn't who he was pretending to be, I learned a whole lot about scam artists, how they work, and how they are so good at presenting themselves as like a 40-year-old white male turning out to be a 26-year-old Nigerian boy. And but I liked the character, so I kept it. So I learned a whole lot through writing that book.
I so hope you didn't send that man a check.
I did get scammed by him.
Okay.
I have to say, but
Well, you know what? You won't ever again.
That's
it
right.
wasn't exactly like that. I did some writing for him, and he paid me in a phoney check.
Oh.
That's kind of how it worked.
All right. Well, good.
Gotcha.
I hope it wasn't more devastating than that. That's great.
Colleen,
It
what
could have
about
been a lot
you?
worse.
Yeah.
So where do I find weird research, or where do I?
What's the most unique or weird place that you find research that people would not expect?
Well, it was on the Nextdoor app for this book in particular. In New Orleans, we just can go to the corner grocery store, go get a cup of coffee, and there's weird things happening. So I don't know far the research, but oddly enough, this Voodoo Victims and Vows, I was on the Nextdoor Neighbor, where they tell you, there's been a carjacking or someone's stolen a package off someone's porch. And a lady posted that these kids are going door to door selling magazines. And I thought, gosh almighty. So she mentioned that she called the police and that they were found out a human labor trafficking ring. And I had no idea that still even went on. I thought it was more sex trafficking. So I did some research on that. And I was putting some notes in my newsletter about this book and what might it be about. And a couple of my readers, my fans, wrote me back telling me they had, in different parts of the country, it's still happening. One lady put one kid on a bus back home to his family to try and get him out of the place he was in, a bad place. And I was just shocked. So I put at the back of this book is a little information on the project that helps these kids. It's usually young people out looking for, adventure and see the world. And that's how they lure them in. So,
yeah,
I felt once I found out about it, I felt like I needed to do something to make others aware of it too. And so I did that in the back of my book.
absolutely. That's great.
For those of you that are Michigan authors, and this is just a side because there are several people that have been involved, Michigan is pretty much a central point for that in the country because it allows for rapid export through Canada to other countries where the borders aren't as heavy, at least before COVID. So it's a very, very real and very disappointing.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a serious problem here in Michigan, I know. Okay, we have another question from Luba. Authors tonight, do you consider your books thrillers as well as mysteries, or would you just consider them mysteries? How would you classify them? Colleen, let's start with you.
I'm just a mystery. I'm not a thriller.
Okay, Mary Beth?
I consider mine cozy Christian mysteries, but I've been told that the second one edged into thriller territory.
Okay, and Marianne?
Yeah, mine too. It goes into the thriller territory a little in this book, more in the sequels to it. So yeah, I would consider it more on those lines.
Okay, great. Kate, can you help me out with the Q&A? I see there's a little number 1 down there.
Yep, absolutely. So Rain is asking, how long did it take you to go from writing to published?
So Mary Ann, let's start with you. How long did it take to write Meeting Henry?
Oh, Meeting Henry, I wrote in about 4 months. That one was pretty quick. Sad to say, I did not do the research as well as I did in the sequels. So it's more fun than in depth, I would say, but only about 4 months.
Okay, Mary Beth?
It took about a year from the day we went to the driving tour to the time the book came out.
Okay, and Colleen?
Voodoo took me about 4 months. So, my books, I can't just tell you, well, they all take 4 months. Some have taken much longer, and 4 months is a short time frame for me to turn around a book.
Okay, awesome. Are there any other questions out there? Andrew, Kate?
How do I meet Marianne's cover model?
Do we
Well,
know him?
I don't actually know. I didn't pick the cover out. My publisher did. She said it needed a hot guy.
Yay, Andrew!
Good for you, Andrew. All
Yeah.
right.
Yeah, I didn't consider that a hot guy myself, but she did. She said, trust me, that's a hot guy.
Oh yeah.
So I'm like, okay.
I like that.
Okay, any other questions?
Colleen, are you from New Orleans? Your previous reading was also set there, correct?
That is correct. I'm born and raised here. I've moved around a lot, but always bounced back to New Orleans. I'm homegrown.
Organically grown, as we like to say in Michigan.
Yes.
There is another question down here. How many books have each of you written, and what are the titles? If it's not too many to list, if you can go through them pretty quickly, great. But remember, there's also the pop-up shop that has access to all of them. But Colleen, how many books have you written?
I've written 9. I just happen to have my handy dandy little show and tell. So Rescue by a Kiss is the first one. Bed and Breakfast is the second one. Drive Through Murder is the third. Death by Rumballs is the fourth. Doggone and Dead is the fifth. Politicians, Potholes, and Pralines is the sixth. Fireworks, Forensics, and Felonies is the seventh. You just heard from Voodoo Victims and Vows. And the most recent one is Croissants, Crimes, and Canines.
Love the titles. They're just so inventive. Very cool. Mary Beth, can you tell us how many books you've written? And if you can rattle off the titles, that would be great.
Okay. Well, let's see. I've got the 2 mysteries, Death in the Daylilies and Ambush at the Arboretum. Set in the same small town, I have 3 collections of short stories. I have 4 children's books, 2 or 3 poetry books, 3 devotional books, and a bunch of anthologies that I'm in.
Holy moly. Wow, that's a lot. All of your books are not on the pop-up shop because I didn't realize you had that many. So anybody who wants to know about Mary Beth's complete catalog, go to the pop-up shop, click on her name, and you can connect with her through that and find out all the rest of her titles. Mary Ann, tell us how many books you've written and if you can rattle off the titles.
I have 8, I believe it is. I have the Mountain Mama series, which has 2, My Heart for Jill and Gerard's Descent, working on number 3 in that one. Then there's the Covert Mission Files, which has Meeting Henry, the sequel Missing Henry, and then Following Henry, working on Finding Henry. And then 2 short story books, Moments in Time, one of suspense and dark comedy, and one of romance and friendship and love. And I have, a number 8 is waiting to be released. It's a cookbook, and it's got a lot of commentary from characters from both of my book series. And the next books that I'm writing is going to blend the two series, the Mountain Mama series with the Covert Mission Files. The characters are going to interact, and that starts in this cookbook with commentary.
That's so cool. What a great
So-
idea. Awesome.
So
Wow, how wonderful. Thank you very much. Do we have any other questions in the chat before we go to the Wheel of Happiness?
No further questions are in the chat right now. Thank you, Your
Okay.
Honor. The defense rests.
All right, we're gonna go spin the spinning wheel of happiness. We have 4 books that we're giving away tonight, 1 from each of the authors and a 4th from another author who was super tremendously generous in donating more books than I knew what to do with. Oh yeah, Joan, let's do this before we spin the wheel. We know Colleen is from New Orleans. Mary Beth, where are you coming from?
New Orleans.
Okay, and Mary Ann, where are you?
I'm in Bellevue, Michigan, not from here, but that's where I'm at now.
Awesome.
I just want to know if Colleen and Mary Beth are like neighbors or.
Yeah.
No,
Not
but
quite.
we are sisters in crime.
Okay.
We are sisters in crime together.
Yes,
Got
we
it.
are.
Awesome. They're all in the same group with Melinda Faugust.
Yes.
So the 3 of them are all sisters in crime together, which is very, very cool. Okay, let's go to the spinning wheel of happiness. We'll give away some books. This is kind of fun because I figured out how to make the sound work if you guys weren't here the other night. Here we go. Spin number 1. Princess, yay! And I know I was typing too quickly. I put an N in your name. Sorry about that. You get Colleen's Voodoo's Victims and Vows. Super fun book. You're gonna love this. I'm gonna buy a copy myself. I got so many books. Oh my God. So much to read, not enough time. Okay. Moving on to spinning wheel number 2. Isn't the music great, you guys? So much fun.
Love
It's
it.
better than my singing.
You know what's better? I get to choose different music for June. Okay, here we go. The smallest things make me happy, I'm telling you.
So easy to please.
I am. Yay! Yay, Diana. For those of you who don't know Diana Durrell, she's a major indie fan, and we're so pleased to have her tonight. Meeting Henry from Marianne Island. You get this. You're gonna love this. Oh my gosh, so cool. Okay, let's do another spinny wheel. See, I'm really excited now. It's so much fun. The music is what does it, I think. That and you know, not enough sleep last night. Okay, ready? Here we go. Yay! Scott Rutherford, for you won a book. You get Mary Beth McGee's Death in the Daylilies. Now, Mary Beth, I need to ask you, top, it says an LOL 4 mystery. Now, I don't do math, but I'm assuming that LOL in parentheses with a 4 means exponential.
Yeah, to
Don't
the
quote
4th
me.
power.
So what does LOL stand for besides the traditional laugh out loud? Is that actually what it means?
Little old ladies laughing out loud, living our lives with lots of love, which is the 3 senior citizens who are the protagonists.
Oh, I love that.
That's awesome. Oh my gosh, so cool.
Ooh, ooh, ooh.
Scott. Yay! Okay, here we go. Spinny wheel number 4 tonight. Here we go.
What? Wow.
Again.
Yay.
How awesome is that? You are going to get a copy of Unbound by J.A. Bullen. This is an awesome book. This is no small boom either. This is a great book. It's Viking inspired, and you're going to love it. It's so cool. Okay, Thank you everybody for winning books and sticking around for my silly little wheel of happiness. I just, the smallest things really do make me happy. It's ridiculous. Okay. So here, if you're wondering how you get to win a book, this is how you get to win a book. So you already won a book. Now you get to claim your win, right? You have to send me an email to Diana@pagespromotions.com. Send me your mailing address in that email so that I know where to send your book that you just won on the spinning wheel of happiness. I need that email by midnight tonight. If you've already won previously in different evenings, send me your address anyway. My email box is my to-do list, and if it's not there, it doesn't get done, guys. So if you want your book, send me the email. Inside one of those winning books, actually inside 3 of those winning books, we have bonus prize tickets. Andrew, can you tell us about the bonus prize tickets?
Well, I
Because
could.
I'm losing my voice.
Again? Well, inside of each of the books, there is a bonus prize, or inside a random book, there is a bonus prize ticket. There is only one golden ticket. If you find it inside of your book, you will get a Kindle Fire that is no ads, and I mean a great value.
It's a
Go ahead.
Kindle Fire 7 tablet ad-free. Spared no expense.
Ad-free. I see. I have it on my phone. So Kindle Fire 7 ad-free. If you get the silver ticket inside of your book, you will get a fantastic prize package, and I cannot read it. See, you should.
I will do it. So it's the Blood in the Rain prize box from Jacob Bullen. He provided Unbound tonight. He's just an awesome author. You're gonna love it. This is the first 2 books in the series and a super snazzy sweatshirt to go with. And the bronze ticket, if you win that, you're gonna find your box includes the Masterson files donated by our very own Andrew Smith. And it's got not only the super snazzy, amazing tote bag and super snazzy mug with the sippy lid so that you don't spill your cocoa all over your lap. And by the way, guys, this is aluminum. It's awesome. But you also get all 5 books in the Masterson Files series. 5 books from Andrew Smith, our very own insanity instigator. You're going to love this. He's an amazing author. Thank you for your generosity, Mr. Smith.
It'll be fun. And sorry I couldn't read that. You had me on
that's
the
okay.
spot that time.
I know it's little. It's okay. I just had to, clear my throat there. Okay. Hey, Kate. It's your fault. So you get to tell everybody about this.
I will gladly and happily claim the blame for that. So, you know that really, really great feeling when you're doing laundry and you're checking your pockets and you find a $20 bill in your pocket and you're just like, yeah, I didn't even know that was in there. That's probably how you're going to feel when you get your book and you're flipping through it and you find that there is a ticket in there somewhere. I can't imagine that your reaction would be like, oh, cool, I'll use that as a bookmark. No, you're going to be super thrilled and excited. And so what we would love for you to do is to record yourself or have someone record you dancing and singing the original I Got a Golden Ticket from the original Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory movie. We do not acknowledge the Johnny Depp one. Go for it with creativity, your best singing voice. Look it up on YouTube if you don't know the words, and then put it on the Facebook group so we can all enjoy it, and then throw more prizes your way.
Yeah, and the more prizes, we just went nuts. So if you get brave enough and you throw this up on Facebook, 30 seconds, that's all we need. Throw it up on the Facebook page. We'll send you all 9, that's my entire catalog, all 9 of my books in 9 different genres. Plus, we'll send 1 title of your choice from Kate's catalog and 1 book of your choice from Jordan Scavone's catalog. He writes children's and YA novels. That's 11 books in 10 genres awarded to 3 brave musical winners. Oh my goodness, it's gonna be crazy. So when you win a book, flip through the pages, and if you find one of those tickets, sing the song. Now, Andrew said yesterday that if you were shy about singing, contact him and he'll sing it with you. That's how brave he is. So everybody, get your singing voices on. Let's have a lot of fun with this.
Because you've got a golden ticket. Hey, we can all join in and sing together on Zoom.
That'll be fun. All right, one last thing before we do shots across the bow. We have to remind you that if you enjoyed yourself this month at our wacky festival, we're doing it again in June, just because it's fun. And, you know, the world's still going to be closed anyway. So come on out, join us in June. Authors, get in on this early, and it's only going to cost you $25. The last minute is $50, and that registration deadline, that last minute deadline, is May 15th. It's our summer reading regatta, a harbor full of books waiting to be discovered. I've got some great stuff planned for June. It's going to be a good time. I've got a special contest that is only available for the participating authors to participate in. So that's going to be a lot of fun. Kate and I are going to go over the details and test it out this weekend before I announce it. We're going to do a whole bunch of other stuff. We're going to give away books. We're going to give away swag. We're going to give away prizes. Oh my gosh, so much fun. Where can you get so much fun for so little cash? It's amazing. Alrighty.
Amen.
Rain, you're a pirate. That's awesome. Make sure you show up in June. That's going to be super, super fun. Okay. Unless there are any more questions, and it doesn't look like there are, shots across the bow, a parting message from each one of our authors. Colleen, I will let you start it off.
Well, I just wanted to thank you for having me tonight. I'm sorry I was under the circumstances that Melinda couldn't come, but I'm glad I did get to come, and I enjoyed it. And I enjoyed meeting some of you also that I haven't met before.
Yeah, thank you very much. We appreciate you pitch hitting and being the understudy for Melinda tonight. And tonight we are collectively sending our healing powers and energy to Melinda in hopes that she will have a swift, speedy, wonderful recovery.
Yes, thank you for that, for her.
And the duck, oh my gosh. Okay, Mary Beth, any parting shots across the bow tonight?
Well, I just want to thank you for the opportunity and thank all the folks who came out to join us this evening. We write for readers, so thank you for being readers and coming out and giving us that bolster of enthusiasm.
Absolutely.
And thank you, Andrew, for all the fun in the lower frame.
It's super fun. It wouldn't be the same without Andrew, that's true. Thank you, Mary Beth. Marianne, a parting message across the bow.
Just to say thank you for the opportunity to do this. It's been a lot of fun. I have enjoyed all the other ones that I've attended, and I know watching Andrew's always funny. But thank you very, very much. It's been so much fun. So much fun.
It has. It's been great. Thank you, Marianne, for joining us. And I hope you're going to, all three of you, come back in June, because, you know, this community is growing like crazy and we're having a blast. 640, I think, members on our Facebook page now. And that's just happened in like the last month or so. We jumped from 500 to 640. It's crazy. I'm having a blast. Kate McNeil, my sanity keeper backstage. Any parting shots across the bow?
Just keep in mind, we've still got some more days in February, more fun stuff coming up. So make sure to share with people, tell people about it, put it on your social media with the hashtag PP Virtual Book Festival, which I just put in the comments.
Great. Excellent. Thank you for that. I always forget the hashtag thing. Andrew, sir, mischief maker, instigator of insanity.
Instigator of everything, just about. But what I'd like to instigate tonight is really easy. If you haven't registered, it's time. Tomorrow is Andy Lockwood's from storyboard to YouTube, crafting book trailers for authors. You're going to learn a lot. If you're an author, you need to jump in. If you're not an author, it's still going to be fun. It's only
$2.
$2. You're going to waste twice that on your next latte. Let's jump in, have some fun together, get a giggle or two, and maybe walk away thinking, I can make a video. Oh wait, I can make a video, but wait, let's jump in and do it anyway. We're going to have lots of fun tomorrow, so let's all be there. And the crew will be there, and we'll all be quiet while Andy teaches us something new. Other than that, I did want to say, I mean, these authors are amazing tonight. I was enthralled with each one of them. I've read Mary Ann's book. If you haven't read it, jump in. It was a lot of fun to read. And Mary Beth and Colleen, you're on my list now. And it won't take long. I'll be caught up with you guys too.
He's voracious. It won't take long. Thank you, everybody. Don't forget, we are doing a literary trivia contest where we're giving away a ton of swag and then more books, more books to give away. I don't know. We're doing that on our website, so check that out as well. Everybody, thank you for coming tonight. I do appreciate your time and sharing the wonder of the written word with us. Thank you. Have a nice night, everybody.
Bye.
Laissez les bon temps rouler.
Yes.
Bye-bye.